A nationwide power outage struck Cuba on March 21st, Saturday, plunging the entire island into darkness for the second time in less than a week. Havana reported outages late in the evening, before the country's energy ministry confirmed a total disconnection of the national grid. Efforts are now underway to restore power. The blackout comes at a time when Cuba is already facing a severe energy crisis, with some parts of the island seeing power cuts of up to 20 hours a day due to fuel shortages and aging infrastructure. The United States cut off Venezuelan oil to Cuba and warned other countries against supplying fuel to the island. The US diktat comes after the country captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro on January 3rd this year. Venezuela is one of Cuba's key oil suppliers. No oil has been imported into Cuba since January 9th, hitting power generation and forcing airlines to cut back flights, affecting the tourism sector as well.
It may be a friendly takeover. It may not be a friendly takeover. It wouldn't matter because they're down to, as they say, fumes. They have no energy. They have no money. They're in deep trouble on a humanitarian basis.
In a bid to restore normalcy, Cuba has indicated that it is open to talks with the United States. Speaking at the CELAC summit, Foreign Minister Bruno Rodriguez said Havana is willing to engage in serious and responsible dialogue, but made it clear that any such talks must respect Cuba's sovereignty and avoid interference in its internal affairs. Meanwhile, President Miguel Diaz-Canel has warned that the country is preparing for possible US aggression, signaling rising tensions. Meanwhile, international aid has started reaching the country. An aid convoy carrying food, water, medical supplies and solar panels set off from Mexico as part of a wider effort to ease the crisis. 2 sailboats have also set off carrying nearly 30 tons of essential supplies, backed by civil society groups. Alongside this, other humanitarian efforts are also underway. European activists delivered 5 tons of medical supplies to a hospital in Havana earlier this week, while more than 150 people from the United States traveled from Miami to Havana as part of the Nuestra America convoy, delivering aid and protesting US policy towards the island. In a further show of support, Mexico has stepped up its efforts. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum on Friday announced the departure of another humanitarian aid ship bound for Cuba, organized by the government and supported by civil society. She said Mexico would continue to support the Cuban people and look for ways to supply fuel without affecting its own needs.